And welcome back to All Over the Map. Thanks for tuning in. This is a voiceover, or best I can do. I'm going to hit play on this. I'd made a big mistake not turning on my mic for the game that was uploaded. So thanks to Alan for noticing that. I uploaded it, was on the run. And we're going to go into the largest stadiums in the world. So, again, apologies to that without the sound. But I played this game, played this one and another game, combined both. Looking here at the average score of 15,553. I thought this was a bit of a challenge, and we get right into playing the game. So I don't know how that microphone, to be honest, I'm not sure what happened. I know my kids have been playing with this a little bit, but it could have been me. I've been also doing videos that to come of games that I'm doing, the United States, An Impossible World, all that stuff that I'm doing without sound. I want to put it together. I'm trying to get this editing thing done. So we got into this game here, and the first thing I'm looking at is this looks like this is obviously Estadio Azteca. So go to Mexico and zoom in and kind of looking for the Estadio Azteca. I'm always thinking it's on the west side of Mexico, but just cruising around here, thought there would be I thought it would be there, but as you see, I'm discovering a bunch of golf courses and whatnot, which I'm much to my surprise. I continue to look, and here in a second, I do find out where it is. The Estadio Azteca, home of Club America, and the Mexican national team. So yeah, this is a little different for me, Estadio Azteca. And I think we were in the upper stand, 5,000 points, 57 yards. Pretty good round for this game. Now, this is where the game goes a little to the north for a bit. Buckeyes. Right here, I think this is Ohio Stadium, home of the Ohio State Buckeyes. Right there, I'm circling. I actually sat up in that area for an Ohio State versus Penn State college football game back in, I believe, 2005. And so I go in here. I'm very familiar with this area. I drive past here, every so often, every couple of years on Interstate 70 out to the Midwest. And I look around here. We are in the South Stand and just sitting above the band as I look here. And that should do it. Another 5,000 points. The next one here is Jordan-Hare Stadium, the Auburn University Tigers. Again, these stadiums, if you want to think about this, probably seats between 90 and 100,000. And you zoom in here, I found Auburn. I know where that is. Have not been past or near Auburn. But I note here that far away from any large city. So Auburn University, it's very unusual to have, I would say probably very unusual in most parts of the world to have a 100,000 seat stadium basically in a small little town. But because it's a college university, brings a lot of folks into the stadium. And I noticed that there's a Chick-fil-A right next to the stadium, which Chick-fil-A is a big United States brand. And those folks up there look like they're eating Chick-fil-A. Up there, those two older folks sitting up there, Chick-fil-A chicken sandwiches. I think I mentioned something about that. 5,000 points, 19 yards. And again, for me as an American, this is a pretty easy. I'd say easy, but it's an easier game for me because I do follow college football and am familiar with the stadiums. So this one is another right off the bat for me, LSU, which is Louisiana State University Stadium, probably another 95, between 95 and 100,000 seat in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And just to the south of it, Louisiana State, the university has its own golf course, soccer stadium, baseball stadium, and American football stadium. Soccer, football. Don't want to confuse it because you confuse enough Americans with soccer, calling it football. But I prefer to say football. And there is a Starbucks. There's a Starbucks on the campus of Louisiana State. I took a look here. I'm like, there's a lot of trash. One question I have for everybody out there: do other stadiums have this much trash after a sporting event? Because in the United States, people leave their stuff. If they drink their water bottles, their popcorns, as you see there, they just leave it. Cleaning crews come by to pick it up, and I think we get 5,000 points there. So as you see, we've got 25 minutes to go in this video. Not sure exactly what I was talking about here, but anyway, we get on to the next round. All right, so this one's the Cotton Bowl. The Cotton Bowl, one host of the 1994 World Cup, and I was curious as to why the lights are on, but nobody in the stands, nor, if you look at the field, nothing's lined, whether it's football or American football. So I struggled here a little bit where it is. I should have known, because you just look at Fair Park. Come on, Brendan, look down. Right about to your right. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. There we go. Fair Park. So the Texas State Fair is there, and it's central into this Texas State Fair. Texas State Fair is there. You see the State Fair of Texas. What's interesting about this is that I think I talk about this here. I talk about the World Cup, but I also talk, if you see me right there, go down. On one side is Oklahoma, for Oklahoma versus Texas college football, and on the other side is Texas. So you have orange on one side. Right down the middle of that middle part of the stadium is the dividing line for fans. So it's pretty interesting. And nonetheless, 5,000 points. So I played that game, 25,000 points, the largest stadiums in the world created by BAC 17 or BAC 17 in 5 minutes, 20 seconds. A North American theme. Probably largest stadiums. That's probably what it is. And I went to the top of the leaderboard. So I kind of conquered that game in my mind. I felt like, okay, fun game. 22 locations, not many. I hope you like college football. That was probably it. So that's why I went there and aced the game. So didn't feel like I needed to go back to that one. Probably could do it a little faster, but with college football stadiums, for me, it's easy. Probably going to get that fairly quick. So we went in here to the biggest stadiums by country, by CSpeed. Quite a few biggest stadium games, such as right here. I will get to stadiums of Africa, stadiums of Asia. I think it's important to do that. I would like to learn more about it. It's not something I'm probably good at, but I went to look at this one. I think we could probably, biggest stadiums, I go and do this again by country. And this was an interesting but fun game. From Michigan Stadium to the 1,300 capacity communal de Andorra. And I move on. This provided a lot of fun stadiums that my goal was to get above 15,471. And we could probably move it ahead a little bit. Okay, so right here, I did struggle with this. So my thought was, I see right there the Egyptian flag. What I believe is the Egyptian flag. I see exit. I couldn't make out the signs. A fairly large stadium. I see Egypt. I don't see many fans in the stands, but I see a lot of Egypt. I see Egyptian flags, but then I noticed this awning right there. I'm looking at that as the black. So I'm thinking that is not Egypt. There's no black or green. And that's where I got thrown off. I saw the green, the black, and I'm thinking that can't be Cairo, but maybe it is. Maybe Cairo has a large stadium. So go to Cairo here, and I'm thinking to myself, this doesn't feel like Cairo. I go back to look again just to make sure, and to be honest, not a solid guess. The Egyptian flag there, I'm like, okay, that's an Egyptian flag. I see it in a couple places. Maybe they have a different flag on the going around the ring of the stadium. Kind of made a big mistake here. As you see here in a second, I see Cairo International Stadium. I don't know why I picked that. I see Atletico Madrid. Not even sure why that's there. And I guessed it, and we wound up in Kuwait. So that was not a good selection for me. The next round we come here. On the first off the bat, I noticed these light standards were massive lights. I was looking at that. I thought that was pretty interesting. So Yerevan, I didn't see that there in the first one. I just saw it now. What I see here is the Armenian flag right there on the side. To me, that was probably the clue that it was Armenia, but my fears were just like in that Egyptian or Kuwait round, it might be another. It could be away fans. Who knows? So I had second guessed myself maybe at this point, but then I saw a flag, I think up on this building. I didn't even see the Yerevan, 360 Yerevan, but I see flags. I felt like I seen a couple other flags there. So I was pretty confident that it was Armenia. And then I went in, obviously, to go to the biggest city in Armenia, which is Yerevan, and just found the stadium. I'm not sure. Oh, right. So I had two stadiums. I saw Republican Stadium. I'm thinking, all right, it's Armenia. This is probably the national stadium. A little too overconfident. Didn't realize there's two large stadiums in Yerevan, and we got 4,980 points. That one. The next one here, baseball stadium. First thing comes to mind. Is this the United States? It looks like the United States to me. Then it looks like Puerto Rico. Maybe it's the Dominican, but I haven't seen a stadium like this in the Dominican. I do follow baseball from time to time. Not one of my favorite sports, but as an American, you do watch it. I do have a local team. Couldn't really tell from the signs what this is until I think it was, I saw Claro, which is, you see all over Central America and the Caribbean. I saw this flag there, and the middle flag's usually the flag of the country, and I'm like, blue and white. For some reason, Nicaragua came to me, I think it's over here when I go back and see Ika's Sports Bar and Coffee. Like, this has got to be Managua, Nicaragua. Then when I heard of Managua, I've seen a couple baseball players in Major League Baseball from Managua, Nicaragua, and I just figured this has got to be it, which is interesting to me because I thought football would be the number one, have the largest stadium. It's not. It's baseball. Or maybe it's the second largest, but top two largest stadiums. I found that interesting. Not a traditional, in my mind, baseball country, but you know what? As you'll see later in this game, things do surprise me a little bit, and baseball Nicaragua did with me in this, especially the stadium size and how nice of a stadium that is. That was, to be honest, very surprising. So you got 4,994 points there, a pretty good round. And I could talk about the different countries that have baseball there, which might bore most of you out there since you don't probably follow baseball. Right here, right off the gate, it's rugby. Smaller stadium, so I'm thinking a smaller country. I see Wales and South Africa. I think to myself, I zoom in, I see Dubai. I'm like, wow, this is the biggest stadium in Dubai, or second largest stadium. I'm like, this is crazy. I would have thought the way Dubai builds things, that their stadiums would be huge. And you see there, these are probably a lot of temporary stands, which is pretty crazy. But knew that this was Dubai. And as I look at this now, I think I look over the place, a couple places here, and come to find out that the actual rugby ground's a little far outside of the city, and it's actually the Dubai Rugby Sevens, home of the Dubai Exiles, 4,000 893 points. We get on to the next and final round. And took a little while to load. And I see this, and I've seen this before. Can't place where. I see what I believe is a green flag. So I'm thinking Africa right off the place by Ndola. The stadium looks like a stadium, and then it hit me where I'm thinking this is Zambia. So I forget what game it was, but there was a game with Zambia about 2 years ago on the United States soccer television, football television channel in the United States. So it just was very reminiscent of a game that I saw. But as I go into Zambia, I was thinking it was Lusaka. And I go to Lusaka. I'm not sure if I find the actual stadium here, but I believe there's a stadium in Lusaka where the national team plays. And so I looked at this. I'm pretty certain that it was Zambia. Pretty certain that if I'm in Zambia, it's in Lusaka. I just couldn't find it. And so I just clicked there. Oh, we found the National Hero Stadium. I thought this was it. And then as you see here in a second, it's pretty interesting that I guess that we were 167 miles away. And Ndola is actually the city in Zambia. Not as large as I thought, but a large stadium, Levi Mwanawasa Stadium. And I also talked about go to the Cowboys barnyard before the match in Ndola. So that was interesting to me because I'm almost convinced, I haven't looked it up, but I believe there are two fairly large stadiums in Zambia. So it'd be nice if maybe Zambia would qualify for the 2022 World Cup. I'm not sure where they stand in African qualifying or if they've even started. I don't think they started, but it'd be nice for Zambia because that's a pretty nice stadium. I got 21,125, felt pretty good about it. And we went from Nicaragua to Zambia, to Kuwait. The mistake on that one, learn about that in Dubai, and then also up in Armenia. So we advance on a little bit, and we get into the next round of a minute 30 seconds. And this is where I had the most trouble. I saw that there was a little bit of, to be honest, I couldn't figure this out. So I kept circling and circling around. I saw the turf field, which is pretty interesting. Turf. I saw Crocs. Somebody was wearing Crocs. And I honestly thought with these hills and the clouds, as you see the clouds right up there overhanging over that mountain, that's typically what you see with water nearby. I thought at this point, maybe this is the Philippines. I think that's where essentially I landed on. Yeah, I put the Philippines in, as you're about to see here in a second. We're almost 5,000 miles away in the Seychelles Islands. And listen, that was one of my poorest ones. I just went on. I'm like, let's forget about this. I've seen this stadium before. I believe in a GeoGuessr game. And I had a hunch on this one. At first, I was thinking something to the effect of Azerbaijan, something like that. And then I realized, no, this is Malaysia. This is near Kuala Lumpur. For whatever reason, I feel like I've seen this before. I went with this guess, and it was much to to what I was thinking. It was that this is what it was. I don't know why I kept looking around there. But as you see here, 5.8 miles, 4,960 points. Pretty good round. Right off the bat with this round, I knew this is Shakhtar Donetsk in the eastern parts of the Ukraine, or of Ukraine, I should say. I would say the Ukraine, but Ukraine. And have had this before. I believe I might have been outside of this stadium, and I knew this was on the east side of the city as well. I just had to take my time to look for it. The Donbass Arena. I looked at it there, and that was good. This one I struggled with. I've had this before. I thought Norway, to be honest. I was thinking Norway. I was just doing this. I'm like, then I saw Danske. I saw something else, .dk, and then it confirmed it. I had probably a big brain fart, something with this, until I saw that. I went in, and I was thinking, well, it's not Copenhagen, it's somewhere else. And I go in, and I think, I don't know why I thought this. Why would one of the largest stadiums in the country be in the middle or in a small town? Don't know why I picked that, but I did. And then I realized, oh, shoot, it's in Copenhagen. Still got 4,000 over 4,000 points, which is fine to me. But that wasn't a good guess. I saw this MBA. So we are inside. This was interesting. I couldn't make that out, but I had a hunch that it was Mongolia, which it is. But then I started scanning around, just looking. I think I see it's Mongolia somewhere right there. Yeah, Mongolian Basketball Association. Pretty large arena for Mongolia. I didn't realize how big basketball is in Mongolia, which is interesting to me that this would be such a big sport. I love basketball. I love playing basketball. So this was very fun to me to see this because I know basketball's played in a lot of parts of the world. I just did not know that one of the largest stadiums in Mongolia is a basketball arena. So having played Battle Royale, I knew where Mongolia was. I knew that it had to been Ulaanbaatar, and was, I believe, a couple. Oh, real quick, I saw this. I see Mongol baseball field, and I thought to myself, wait a minute. We saw baseball in Nicaragua. Now I'm seeing baseball for the first time in Mongolia. Doesn't add up for me, right? It's like playing cricket in the United States. Is it here? Yes, of course. I just don't think of it, right? So that was that was really interesting for me to see Mongolian baseball stadium. You learn new things every day, that's for sure. So 6.8 miles. Didn't realize it's out near the international airport, away from the city a little bit, but nonetheless, that was primarily knew that just had to guess it was the largest city. And that was fairly easy for me. And that round, I believe, we advanced further, was at 19,242. One thing as I do this voiceover, one thing I'm noticing, obviously I'm just doing a screenshot of this, of the game that I played earlier today. I'm going to have to get to do some editing. I'm not the best at this. I'm just a dad with a bunch of kids. With work and stuff, and you might hear the kids from time to time. Hey, maybe the kids are the ones that hit the mute microphone off. Maybe I did. I don't know. Things like this do happen. So with that said, I need to spend a little more time on doing some editing. That'll get there. I just hope you guys can understand. I do this more for ease. I want to make sure, again, I'm doing this whole thing over because thanks to Alan, he let me know. I just upload these videos and I'm on the go, taking the girls to football practice this evening. And when I did, I didn't realize that this sounder wasn't working. So, in any case, thanks for tuning in always. This one, I saw the Stade. I couldn't tell what that was. I saw that the cars were driving on the right-hand side road. My experience with Battle Royale told me that there's a great likelihood that this is probably Senegal. I don't think it occurred to me until that point, until I saw the Stade again. I don't know why I went to Ghana and then went back up here to Senegal. And come to find out, it is in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, which was interesting to me because I have not yet to see it on GeoGuessr. So that was a first for me. So this one, I'm looking around. I'm looking like there's concerts. People are having fun. That lady looks like she's having fun with her drink there, having some brewskis. Lady there with some wine. Sort of that Czechia flag. So I knew it had to be probably Prague with the size of the stadium. I think we were outside of the stadium when I did the Czechia game a few months ago. So, yeah, so we were about 3 miles from where that thought that was a pretty decent round, but pretty easy. This one, I'm going to take a pause on this real quick. To go back just a second, because this was a fairly easy one for me. And the reason why I knew this is easy, I see this sharp, first off, the stone. The stone here, let this play out. I see the stone, the mountains, and then I see the Andorran flag. So I knew this is Andorra from playing Battle Royale. I knew this had to be Andorra. There's no other stadium. The largest stadium is going to be 1,300. So if you look at the title of this video, whatever stadium that was, I forget what it was the 1,300 seat stadium. I didn't have enough time. I don't know if I picked it. 1 second. Yeah, Estadio Comunal de Andorra de la Vella. So that is the smallest stadium in this game. This one I knew right off the bat. I knew it was Guatemala. I didn't have to, and essentially you see it here. Having seen games here, not in person, on TV. United States have played here several times in Guatemala City or Guatemala. So this is here. Talked a little bit about World Cup qualifying for CONCACAF. I believe Guatemala still is in the early stage rounds, and then the United States, Mexico, and some of these other countries come in later. So that was 33 yards, 5,000 points. Pretty straightforward, pretty easy for me. And I struggled here with some of the GeoGuessr stuff. This one, I think around the horn here a little bit around. At first, I'm like, man, what stadium's this? And then I see the flag of Thailand. And so I'm thinking pretty confident it's probably near Bangkok if it's a large stadium. I've got to think that's got to be it. And you see her in a second. A little to my surprise. I look around here thinking I would get it. Nope. 449 miles away. 2,701 points. And it was on a little peninsula of Boyang in Thailand. So, yeah. So that was an interesting one. And got 17,824. Pretty decent score. And, we will do a lot more of these games around the world. We'll do more of countries, do more stuff, country profiles. We'll probably have a European Euros 2020 game coming up where we'll do knockout rounds. We'll do like a Finland Finland versus France, let's say, and we'll do competing games. We'll have some fun stuff to come, but we'll certainly do this again. Thanks to Alan again for letting me know about this, because I probably would have just gone for a couple days without seeing some of the comments. Pretty busy guy with some of this stuff, and that's it. So I appreciate you guys staying with me this long, and thanks for tuning in. Until next time, cheers.